You leave it there since you mentioned green. Sanzi, are you still
Well,
there?
yeah, let's get you to the studio because, well, Ni- Ni- Nigeria is happening. I didn't even get messy. Like I don't know, man. Nigerian naira notes was established with stock British pound. Was it not 1970 Guinea? 1973. And since then it's been like a downward decline and everything. So I don't see any improvement, frankly speaking. I think
Wow. Okay, we're having challenges with Sanzi's network. So before we delve into the conversation, if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please go on our YouTube page at Official Upgrade TV and hit the subscribe button, like, share, and invite your families and friends to watch. So tonight, we will be talking about sexual harassment. As Sanwo-Olu, that's the governor of Lagos State, the executive governor of Lagos State, calls on residents to report cases of sexual abuse. And here's what we found as today's quote. It says, if you see harassment happening, speak up. Being harassed is terrible. Having bystanders pretend they don't notice is infinitely worse, right? When we open our phone lines, right, we'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. I have some reservations about this topic, right? But I mean, that would be when we go into the conversation. But first, let's run off on a break to see what we found in today's news. All right, National Name Your Car Day is celebrated on October 2nd and is a fun, light-hearted occasion encouraging people to give their vehicles a unique name. All right, so it's a chance to personalize a significant part of daily life and express creativity. Key themes express creativity. Key themes for this day is to focus on personal connection with your car, creatively naming ideas, uh, car culture, memorable road trips, and naming trends. If you were to give your car a name, what would you give it?
Car.
That car. Sanzi, if you were to give your car a name, what would you give it?
Yeah. I actually haven't thought about it. I mean, I know I speak to my car because everything has ears, but I've never, that was when I had a car. But I've never named it. So now that I think of it, I don't, okay, I don't know. How about you?
Me, I will give my car lifesaver. My lifesaver, because without car right now, the few times I've had to go to certain places and I didn't want to take my car, or I took all these ride-hailing services. It's not a joke. Oh. Even with all the fuel situation, the car is still best to own your car. I'll call my car a lifesaver. Yeah. All right, so let me come to you, Sandy.
Is there a word for?
Is there a word for what?
Now, I was going to say, is there a word for someone who like looks out for you, like an Igbo word for it, or odumeje?
That's the name of your car. No, but I'm telling you, so literally, that's the lifesaver.
Odumeje. That is it. Follows me everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follows me everywhere.
That's what the car is.
Follows me everywhere.
That's nice. So my Odumeje is coming. All right, so Sandy, what did you find for us?
Pretty much.
What did you find for us in the news today?
So in the news, I found a very sad story. Recently, our Muslim brothers celebrated the Eid Maulid. Oh, you should know.
Maulud.
Which is like celebration of the birth. Maulud, okay, thank you. Celebration of the birth of Prophet Muhammad. And, well, in the middle of that celebration, a very sad incident occurred in Niger, which is just about 2 hours away from Abuja. And that is when about 300 passengers were traveling on boats, just traveling to, stay with family and celebrate the events going on. And sadly, the boat capsized, and currently about 150 people are still missing. And the boat was mostly, the passengers on the boat were mostly women and children. And it's sad because not too long ago, we had the issue of Junior Pope and other lives that were lost at sea. And I remember that, you know, authorities made it very, very clear that if you're going on sea, you must wear your life jacket. And it's really sad that just a couple months after that happened, we've even seen other cases of people drowning because there was a boat mishap or something. And honestly, it's just sad. 150 people are still... And the thing is, it wasn't just the life jacket that saved them. It was people that jumped into the river to rescue those people. Some of them rescued themselves, but mostly it was people who were just, you know, who were around that jumped in to rescue them. Now 150 people are still missing, and we don't know. We don't know. It's sad.
Very sad.
Women and children just lost at sea. Why are we so careless with our lives? It's really sad, honestly.
I'm telling you. So I met my friend as a medical doctor. We hadn't seen for years. I think we saw ourselves last when we were just graduating secondary school. I saw him briefly in 2009, but because he was burying his mom, you know, that's kind of scene. You are there, but you're not there. And we were having a conversation about how people die. Like literally, right, in Nigeria, they did a research because he's a medical doctor in Germany. They did a research and they saw that a lot of death that occur in Nigeria is just the fact that there are no first responders. You know, speaking to what you said about Junior Pope, you know, he was actually brought out alive, right? Like there are no people don't understand what's it called, first aid. They don't understand emergency response, CPR, you know. They don't understand all of those things. And these are things that they teach to nursery students, you know, in other climes. So, I mean, he was just saying that it would be nice, you know, for us to be intentional about saving lives in Nigeria, because there are so many deaths that didn't need to happen because there was emergency services at play. So this kind of situation completely now, only God, completely avoidable. Only God knows. You understand? Even these ones that, you know, have been rescued, only God knows if they would even sustain. I mean, they will stay alive. Because usually it's just a lot of things that happen. You know, it's a lot of things that happen. And we're going to be doing some things to that regard in educating the minds of people to understand, you know, how to respond when emergencies like this happen. But again, that safety should be at the back of your mind. I know that jacket can be very uncomfortable because I go to the beach across the whatever every December for a party. And you know, whenever they give me the jacket, the two things that I'm concerned about is the hygiene of the jacket and all of that. But you still wear it regardless.
It's dirty.
It's very dirty. It's very uncomfortable. But you still have to wear it because anything can go wrong. Well, God will help us.
But they should have...
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Your story, Franca.
Okay, so petrol import drops by 3.58 billion liters after subsidy removal. The Nigerian Bureau of Statistics has stated the Nigerian recorded a reduction in petrol importation during the removal of the fuel subsidy by President Bola Tinubu in May 2023. It also said that the total of fuel import reduced to 20.30 billion liters in 2023 from 23.54 billion liters recorded in 2022, showing a decrease of 13.77% year-on-year. It disclosed this in the latest petroleum product distribution statistics released by the agency on Tuesday, as it noted that petrol importation dropped by 3.5 billion liters in the second half of 2023 compared to the first year half. It said the country imported 8.36 billion liters of premium motor spirit petrol in H2 first half of 2023, a significant decrease from the 11.94 billion liters imported in H1 2023, making a 29.99% reduction. What do you know what this means? Because they have removed fuel subsidy.
All those portfolio companies.
They have disappeared.
It's possible.
So you see the billion.
Let's keep watching. But again, I've said this thing. I will say it again. Let them still tell us what our consumption. It's not rocket science.
Well, that's what
we need to know. The exact consumption that Nigerians.
That's what Dangote was saying.
Consumption.
That's what Dangote said. They have to remove the first subsidy, so we know exactly what Nigerians are consuming. You understand? So we'll be able to take all these things out. Imagine the billion, 29 points, almost 30% decrease, reduction.
So to add to what you're saying in line of energy, it says the Federal Ministry of Youth Development in strategic partnership with the President CNG initiative has initiated the distribution of 2,000 CNG-powered tricycles to address the transportation needs of youth in the country. In her remarks at the ceremony of the launching and distribution of the tricycle to the beneficiaries in Abuja, the FCT Minister of Youth and Development, Dr. Jamila Ibrahim, said that the collaborative effort aims to provide opportunities for young individuals to engage in sustainable and environmentally friendly transportation solutions, while also creating avenues for economic empowerment, skill development within the youth demography. This just rubbed me off wrongly. Wow. So my pikin go read book finish. Now tricycle they go give up as
exactly,
empowerment.
as empowerment.
I won't say a word. Let me just keep quiet. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, today, as we tackle a pressing issue that affects our society, sexual abuse. Recently, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu made a heartfelt call to all residents, urging them to take an active stance against sexual violence by reporting cases of abuse. Now, this plea comes in light of alarming statistics revealing a rise in reported rape cases in both Lagos and across Nigeria. This year, of course, across Nigeria rather this year. As we delve into the topic, it's essential to acknowledge the broader context. In recent months, the number of reported rape cases in Lagos has increased significantly, reflecting a troubling trend that demands our collective attention. Now, according to recent reports, Nigeria has witnessed a surge in incidents of sexual violence, highlighting the urgent need for community action and support for victims. Sanwo-Olu's call to action aligns with the ongoing effort to expose and combat sexual abuse. It encourages individuals to not only speak out, but also foster an environment where victims feel safe to come forward. So tonight we want to discuss the scandal rape as we address, of course, Sanwo-Olu's call on the residents to report sexual abuse cases. I don't know where to start from, but let me come to you, Franca. As regards sexual abuse, right? Sexual violence. When you hear cases of abuse or rape or whatever it is, what comes to your mind first? Do you think that you are comfortable
with what I know now? You want to deal with the person who has a trauma, whatever she's gone through, as much as you